Well, here we are. How long has it been? Fuck. 3 months? 4 months? I've actually lost count. Let's just say it's been an undisclosed amount of time for legal purposes. My other commitments are on a bit of a mini hiatus at the moment. So I thought, what better use of my time than to kickstart this again? We're going to do it in style because we are here today, blessed with a second studio album from St. Louis, Missouri musical duo 100 Gecs, spearheaded by Laura Les and Dylan Brady. This group has been at it since 2015, dropped their self-titled record in 2019, caught a buzz and a cult following in the ever-growing realm of hyperpop fandom. This album was short, it was direct, it was chock full of zany pop cuts that were laced with the kind of pure meth that Heisenberg was dishing up, blended noise pop, industrial music, glitch, hip-hop, even ska. Yes, ska. And those influences continue to flourish onto this new one here. Laura and Dylan seem to be doubling down on their affinity for all things odd, left field, freaky. The opening track, Dumbest Girl Alive, starts off in a way only a Gecs track would, the THX sound effect. Quickly interrupted by some punkish guitar riffs, pounding drums, we get a nice taster for what is to greet us on this project, a more prominent alt-rock appreciation. A breakneck transition sees us introduced to what is essentially a modified sicko mode beat, because why the hell not, it's fire. Lyrically a bit of a motif of self-deprecation, stemming from personal insecurity. No one should put any faith into her decisions, don't ask her opinion, she's the dumbest girl alive. The refrain is a total earworm. Love that for this track. 757 is a restless piece of electropop packed with bubbly glitches and rubbery hits of sub-bass. Lyrically, this is a cut full of debauchery. The excessive vocal processing on this cut is much more in line with their previous efforts, I noticed. Some might consider this to be a bit of a more of the same moment, but for me, it's still a really fun cut that only knows warp speed. I like the commentary on the downfalls of pursuing fame, being a celebrity on the song Hollywood Baby. Lyrics, again, seem to be coming mostly from a place of insecurity and self-doubt. The want to make it big, but the likelihood being slim, no one particularly wanting to know about you because you're so disconnected from the real world. This song absolutely fucks. The searing bricked out layers of guitar and bass, the anthemic beats, all the super memorable vocal lines. It's definitely a little bit of a bop. Definitely pulling from 90s power pop a la the Wheezy Boys, Red Cross maybe, I don't know. Frog on the Floor is a prep grade music class song about a random frog appearing at a party and no one knowing what to do with it. It's goofy, it's lighthearted, it's cool. It's easily their most aux-friendly song thus far, like by a country mile. It's so normal. Speaking of alternative Dimension Kid songs, the song Doritos and FRITOS was the lead single for this project. Thought it was fantastic on its own. Think it works even better in the context of this album. Features these spluttering, angular pieces of bouncy guitar that have a real emphasis on the upbeat. It's that ska influence I was talking about. A stellar bassline and drum groove combo. We get a criminally sticky pre-chorus on this thing that I find myself humming regularly. And the chorus delivers exactly what you'd expect from a song with this title. Doritos! It's so off-kilter, yet the way the track is arranged is just so fluid. I think anyone could find themselves unironically enjoying this. Billy Knows Jamie brings 100 Gecs' love of late 90s, early 2000s aesthetics into the fold with a rap rock rager straight out of the Limp Bizkit playbook, but like actually enjoyable to listen to, not at all taking itself seriously, and actually featuring one of the noisiest instrumentals on the entire record. Climax on this track is fucking nuts. Clipped out, sludgy bass and guitar, wailing leads. It's truly a mind-melting moment, sonically. One I don't think we've really heard from the group up until this point. I mean, we've certainly heard noisy compression before, but this one is just so eye-widening. It's intense. On the song $1 Million, I guess I'm impressed that even with 2 minutes on the clock, the duo still sees fit to cram as much into this time span as possible. It certainly makes the basic motif of the track a little more interesting, but I'm a little bit confused in regards to the point of this one still. The most wanted person in the United States has Beck written all over it. We get a lackadaisical delivery paired with vivid, surreal storytelling on top of a beat that also isn't too dissimilar to something Beck might have rambled on in his heyday. Maybe this is slightly more digitized though. Features a smattering of boings and clangs, the whistle from Insane in the Membrane, which is hilarious. It's cool. It is another jarring moment where the band opts for a more low-key and suppressed version of their typically exaggerated selves. I Got My Tooth Removed brings their clear appreciation for the ska genre into full focus. Upstroke guitars, polka beats, bright horn sections. They turn this topic of distress for a lot of people into a jaunty, dynamic banger. It's truly a sight, or really a sound to behold. Me ends the record with a fiery bang. Yet another earworm chorus, punked out beat full of brittle, noisy guitar riffs. Caps off this subtle, stylistic change of pace with flair. Truly, it's great that the group has been able to stay true to their artistic modus operandi without feeling the need to paint themselves into a corner. Though I don't think it's ever been on the Gecs agenda to please everyone. They certainly could have just stuck to their guns and made self-titled 2.0 because that's the sound that they came up on. I like hearing this slight diversification of their already wild and cutting-edge sound, and I hope this project can continue to evolve and push sonic boundaries, even if it's at the expense of the listener's sanity. I guess it's time for the number rating now. I'm gonna honestly say this thing is an 8.6 out of 10. That's what this album is. If you liked what you heard me say about this album, if you just like me, by all means, like this freaking video, comment on this freaking video, even subscribe because of this freaking video. Now, screw your personal liberties. You have to subscribe. There's no freedom of choice here. This is not a free market. You have to sell your soul to me. I will vecna your goddamn soul, bitch. Isn't this amazing? I can just take 3 months. I could just not do shit and then come back and act like nothing's happened. Like I didn't just abandon my adoring legions of fans. You know, and as I always say, don't talk too loudly because you know that the CIA and the FBI are in your walls. Look after yourselves. Drink lots of water. Make sure that you test it first so that you don't get fluoride poisoning. Bill Gates and George Soros are just working in tandem. And it's getting to a point where even I have an issue with it. This woke culture. No. Me. Goddamn pins and needles again. Why? I can't even move my foot. Ah.